Hello, athletes, and welcome to the 2018 Youth and Junior National Championships webinar taking place in Westchester, Ohio on August 4th and 5th. So the purpose of this webinar is to go through many of the details that are listed on the website. This is something you can watch over and over again, so I would highly encourage taking notes, listening to it multiple times as I work through this pre-race webinar. First and foremost, if you download the app last year, we have a new app this year. So it's entitled the USA Triathlon Events app. So please make sure you download this. On this slide, details, it's very similar if you utilize the app last year. You can track yourself and other participants. It will give you quasi real-time marks based off of where those athletes are on the course. Note that this is populated based off of when those athletes cross the timing map. You will give updates as far as important event updates, when the race has started, first finisher, things of that nature, which will be pushed to your device, as well as automatic pushes that you can do to Facebook and Twitter. Additionally, unofficial race results will be posted on the app as well as the current race leader. We'll also have a green screen during packet pickup. So upon picking up your packet, we highly encourage you to visit the green screen. There'll be, it will literally be a green screen, and then it's populated with the background, and then those will be uploaded to our USAT page. Running through the schedule of events. So for Friday, August 3rd, the swim course familiarization for elites only will take place from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Steve Kelly will administer this in conjunction with the officials. So all this information has already been posted and distributed. It will be packet pickup from 9 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Again, at Voice of America Park within the lodge. There'll be a kids pre-race clinic, which is already sold out from 9 o'clock to 11:30 a.m., which Ellis will be spearheading. Those athletes will meet at the bike out location, at the gazebo location at Voice of America Park. One addition this year, and this is only for elite athletes only, which I will detail later in this presentation. So there'll be an elite bike course familiarization at 9:30 a.m. and then a second elite bike course familiarization at 10 o'clock a.m. Specific HP teams are assigned to specific timeframes, so please make sure you only attend your assigned time. There'll be NCAA Women's Triathlon presentation taking place at Lakota East High School in the auditorium and theater at 1:45, and then directly into a elite race briefing at 2:30 p.m. and then an MTR briefing at 3:15 p.m. at both of those same locations. Saturday, August 4th, the schedule. So junior elite female TA will be open from 7 o'clock to 7:45 with a swim warm-up between 7:25 and 7:45 a.m. Junior elite females will start at 8 o'clock. Junior elite male TA will be open from 8:40 to 9:25 a.m. with a warm-up from 9:05 to 9:25 a.m. At 9:40 a.m. will be the junior elite male start. All concurrently, while this is going on, there'll be youth age group late packet pickup. This will be in the information tent and not in the lodge from 10 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. Youth elite female TA will be open from 10:05 to 10:50. With a youth elite female start at 11:05 a.m. At that same time at 11:05, youth elite men TA will open from 11:05 until 11:50 a.m. with a youth elite men's start at 12:05 p.m. The course will close in its entirety at 12:55 p.m. Age group bike famil will be from 12:55 to 1:45, which I would detail in the subsequent slides, with a youth age group swim familiarization from 1:45 to 3:15. The elite awards will be at 1:30 p.m. at the venue, and then a youth age group race course talk and Q&A, which is optional but encouraged, at 3:30 p.m. at Lakota East High School. On Sunday, relay TA for elites only will be open from 6 o'clock a.m. to 7:15 a.m. with a 7:30 a.m. start. The relay is expected to end by 9 o'clock a.m. Youth age group TA will be open from 9:30 to 10:40 with the first wave start at 10:40. That first wave start will be the PC Open athletes, ages 7 through 15 with a mass start. I won't go through all these. All this is listed on the website. But both boys and girls, ages 13 through 15, will be a mass start in the water with a hand on dock. All the following waves, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7-year-olds, will be a time trial start off the dock, jumping in feet first, with the youth age group award ceremony taking place at the finish line at 1:20 p.m. Packet pickup procedures. So again, Friday, August 3rd at VOA from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the lodge. Late packet pickup for age group athletes only will be on Saturday, August 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. in the information tent. You must have your USAT membership cards, and athletes must be present to receive their packet and goodie bags. For your team tents, so team tents must be set up in the designated area on the map on the following slide. So very important with this, so Tuesday through Thursday, the Cox Road gate will be open for entry and departure. The Liberty Way gate and Butler Warren gate will be closed. So trailers may be left in the team tent area, but please ensure they are placed so space can be maximized by others, and no vehicles should be left in the team tent area, only trailers. On Friday, the Cox Road gate will be closed all day, but the Butler Warren gate will be open all day. All traffic will enter and depart through the Butler Warren gate. The only drop-off exception is that the Liberty Road gate will be open from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Friday for vehicles to enter only for the purpose of dropping off only. Once that said vehicle has dropped off their equipment, they'll proceed through the park to the athletic complex for parking. All traffic will then exit through the Butler Warren gate, and no traffic, vehicular, bicycle, or pedestrian will be allowed to exit through that Liberty Way gate. On Saturday and Sunday, the Cox Road gate will be closed all day, as well as the Liberty Way gate. So on race days, you need to enter through Butler Warren. Please note that team tents need to be lowered on Friday, Saturday evenings. There are a few tents that were not lowered and they got a bit mangled. So please make sure you're diligent in lowering those on each evening. Continuing on, so absolutely no stopping, loading, or unloading on Liberty Way. It becomes a major safety concern and hazard. So police will be there enforcing that. We've touched on leaving trailers in the tent area. Team tents must be set at least 5 feet back from the edge of the course. So this is to not impede on athletes and to provide maximum visibility as they're on the course. All individuals in team tents should remain totally clear of the boat ramp on the north side of the lake at all times. That is where all the safety boats are staged, so please make sure you do not set up in that area. Teams may not alter the landscape or vegetation in any way, nor move any tables or toilets belonging to the park or race organizers. Lastly, please make sure you're considerate of other teams and the space you're utilizing. Please only use the space that you need for your specific team. So this map details the team tent area. So there'll be no tents permitted directly north of the finish line and east of the finish line. It'll be clearly marked. So this area will be mowed back for the team tent area. So please make sure you are setting up in only those areas. The bike course prior to race day. So based off of the continued development, I know I seem to say this each year, but the development continues to be bolstered in and around that area with the addition of more hotels and more hospitals and more restaurants and things like that. They strongly advise against riding on either Cox or Liberty Way prior to race day. We've had a few very close incidents just based off of athletes not being as diligent as they may need to be. So it's strongly discouraged to ride on those courses prior to race day. Parking information, so I just mentioned all this information. On race days, the only entrance to the park will be off Butler Warren Road. When entering the park, you'll need to purchase a daily $5 hang tag, which will give you access to the park, or an annual tag, which is $10. Road closures will be in effect on Saturday from 6:15 to 2:00 p.m. and on Sunday from 5:45 to 1 p.m. So this map details what roads are closed. So here's Cox Road, that will be a closed entry. Liberty Way will be a closed entry. So you need to enter off of Butler Warren, which is on the east side of the map. Travel in, this will take you into the park, and then there'll be various parking areas located where the large P's are. Body marking sticker placement. So to run through these, you will not need to do the swim cap sticker. So there's no swim cap sticker labeled on here. All those will be written on via Sharpie. There'll be 2 helmet labels. So those need to be placed on your helmet. There'll be a backdrop label as well, and your seat post sticker, which will need to wrap around your post. You'll also receive your race bib. For the elite athletes only, you will not need to wear your race bib. For all age group athletes, you will be required to wear your race bib. There'll also be a t-shirt pull tab and a goodie bag pull tab as well upon picking up your packet and then receiving your t-shirt and goodie bag. So this picture details the seat post sticker, so that needs to be wrapped around your seat post. Please be careful when you're pulling it off. This narrow part sometimes tends to tear off, so just be very cautious as you're pulling that off and applying it to your seat post. So for body marking, this has changed a little bit for age group athletes. It's the exact same for elite athletes. So all athletes will receive their race tattoos in their race packet. Please ensure that these are applied prior to arriving at the venue on race day to expedite the check-in process. For elite athletes and age group athletes, as you're checking in, please make sure that your helmet is on, your race tattoos are on and you have your bike with you upon check-in, it will make the process that much quicker to get you checked into transition, which will then in turn give you more time to get set up once you find your rack position. Those elite athletes will receive a quad set, so on the outside of the biceps and outsides of calves. This is new for age group athletes this year, so this will completely expedite the process upon check-in. So all athletes will receive a dual set, so one set, two numbers. Those need to be placed on the outside of the biceps. We will not be doing calf race number marking this year for age group athletes. The only one off will be is that age will be written on the back of the calf upon check-in. So please make sure for age group athletes specifically, those tattoos are on the outside of each bicep. Your helmet is on upon check-in with your bike, and then we'll get you through and get you checked in. Like I said, this will greatly expedite the process upon check-in. Timing chips. So timing chips are not disposable, so these must be turned in at the completion of each race. If you're racing in either youth age group or any elite race, you will receive a black strap chip. For those elite athletes that are also racing MTR, you will receive a red strap chip. So if you are an elite athlete, you're racing youth elite, for example, and you're racing MTR, you will receive 2 chips. One will be black strap, one will be red strap. Please make sure you wear the appropriate chip for your appropriate race. Lastly, make sure those chips are wrapped around your ankle, on your left ankle, prior to starting the race. It's always my recommendation to put those chips on your ankle the night before. So race morning, it's at the top of mind so you don't forget those chips. Please make sure, again, it's your responsibility as an athlete to wear and bring those chips to the race. This gives you a little bit more visual. So youth and junior elites will receive a black chip strap. Youth age group will receive a black chip strap, and MTR athletes will receive a red chip strap. With those, you'll receive those at packet pickup, so that will be part of the packet pickup flow. So upon receiving your packet, please make sure you get your chip when you are picking up your packet. Rules briefing for elites, again, Friday, August 3rd at 2:30 at Lakota East, and then MTR directly following that, you will be given wristbands upon check-in to verify that you are in attendance for those meetings. The lead official will be Paul Brandt, and the address for the rules briefing is located below. The age group briefing will be Saturday, that should be Saturday, August 4th at 3:30 p.m. This is an optional. Susan MacArthur will be the lead official for this, and this will be at Lakota East High School and Auditorium Theater as well. Location for the rules briefing, there's plenty of parking. I'll have signage out to enter where you enter the facility as well as when you enter the auditorium. Mandatory rules for youth age group. So just as a gentle reminder, swim, no propulsive or artificial flotation devices. It's a feet first entry, absolutely no diving. For the bike course, so this is a new this year in some senses. So race officials will be observing the bike course from various points on the course and recording race numbers of athletes who violate any of the cycling conduct rules. So no aero bars of any kind, no disc wheels, no aero helmets or helmets with a tail extending to the rear, no unauthorized assistance of any kind, including pacing during competition, will be permitted. Additionally, on the bike, helmet must be worn securely and fastened at all times. Shoes on the bike. You're riding to the right side of the traveled bicycle lane, riding no closer than 2 bike lengths in distance behind the leading cyclist who's in front of you. You pass on the left only to the slower cyclist and riding in a straight line without swerving, veering, or blocking the forward progress of another athlete. Time penalties. So this relates specific to riding closer than 2 bike lengths to an athlete. If your race number is recorded twice on the bike for riding closer than 2 bike lengths distance behind the leading cyclist for the set amount of period that you are required to make the pass, you will receive a 1-minute time penalty. If your race number is recorded 3 times, you'll receive a 2-minute time penalty, and if your race number is recorded 4 times, you will be DQ'd from the race. For the run, shoes must be worn. Again, no authorized assistance. Bikes in TA may use kickstand, but must be upright in T1 and T2. So T1 is when you're starting the race. T2 is after you finish the bike when you're headed out onto the run. No parents inside of transition at any time, and no riding bikes within the transition area. Age group bike check-in will be on Sunday, August 5th from 9:30 to 10:40. You must have your wristband and bike number. Bike support via Bikes Fix will be provided at transition before and during the race. And again, only athletes will be allowed in transition. Youth age group seating, so similar to last year. So for athletes racing in the 8 through 15 age group, the first 5 athletes in each wave in each gender will be seated based off of last year's results for the returning top 5 finishing athletes. So those athletes will be receiving a white cap to designate. For youth age group bike course familiarization. So for those that were there last year, it was quite the turnout in terms of number of athletes. So we've altered this a little bit. So all athletes will be that would like to take place in the youth age group bike famil will need to meet at the bike out chute. So it's athletes only, no coaches, no parents. You must have your bike, you must have appropriate gear, you must have your helmet. Once you meet at the bike out area, there'll be 4 to 5 different groups that head out. All of those groups will be led by USAT staff. I'll lead the first group out on a scooter, and then additional staff will lead others out. So smaller groups will create more safety for everyone involved and additional better and more clear talking points that are being done in those key areas. So the course will still be closed during that time. Please make sure you listen to USAT staff as well as police in the area so we can kind of segment those groups. Youth age group swim familiarization. So this is Saturday the 4th from 1:45 to 3:15. 7 through 10-year-old athletes, you must be checked in and must have your swim cap. Will be from 1:45 to 2:30, and 11 through 15 will be from 2:30 to 3:15. The water will be cleared of athletes after the 7 through 10-year-old warm-up time frame at 2:30, and then at 3:15 for the older age group. Detailing the venue, so swim start, the dock will be located here for the mass start and elites. Age group athletes will be located here. Swim exit on the south part of the map. The PC Open pre-transition area will be located here in this island. Packet pickup and expo in the lodge on Friday. Saturday for late packet pickup will be volunteer info. Finish line here at the northeast part of the map, as well as the TA at the northwest part of the map. Age group swim course, so it'll be a 1-lap course. For all athletes, 11 through 15-year-old and PC Open athletes will do a 200-meter course. 7 through 10 will do a 100-meter. As of current, the water temp was 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Mass start will be ages 13 through 15. All athletes will do a rectangular swim. Ages 12 and under will be a time trial off the dock start with a rectangular swim. It'll be a clockwise loop with the turn buoys on the right. The yellow triangular buoys are the turn buoys. The orange buoys are sight buoys. The orange buoys, you can swim to either side of the orange buoys, but you must take the yellow buoys around your right shoulder. There'll be support on water via boats, lifeguards, and personal watercraft, and please get to start at least 10 minutes before your waves start. Youth age group swim courses, so very clearly defined here, rectangular swim, and then a run into TA for both 7 through 10-year-olds, 11 through 15, and then PC Open athletes. Age group bike course for 11 through 15 will be a 2-lap course. Very important that upon taking the 180 turnaround at Cox Road, athlete will continue past VOA Park Drive to complete their second lap. They will not ride through the venue to get to their second lap. So we'll have volunteers, signage, and cone lines. Again, it's your responsibility to know that to get to your second lap. Again, we'll have timing mats on course to verify this. You complete your second lap out on the course, so you will not travel back to the venue. For 7 through 10-year-olds, it will be forced back into the venue as it's a 1-lap bike course. It's a flat course with road close to traffic and no aid stations on the course. So let me detail this very quickly here. So you exit TA, you'll travel down Liberty Way where you make your 180, continue westbound on Liberty where you make a left-hand turn onto Cox Road, you'll make your 180. So at this location where the green arrow here in the box is, if you're the older age group and you're doing 2 laps, there'll be a cone line delineating left and right. You're going to stay to the left to continue straight to get to your second lap. You'll do the same thing. Once you've completed your second lap, you're going to stay to the right, go around the lollipop, and then back into the venue. For 7 through 10-year-olds, it's going to be a 1-lap. You're going to be forced to enter back into the venue, and you won't even have the option to go to a second lap. Age group run course, 7 through 15 is a 1-lap 2K course. Out and back, PC Open, same 1-lap 2K out and back course. 7 through 10 out and back 1-lap course. It's on the running path that will be delineated by cones, and there'll be 1 aid station on the course offering gauge-aerated water. So 7 through 10-year-old, you're going to continue out on the path running lakeside. You'll pass the first aid station, make your 180 where there'll be a timing mat located, and then to the finish. 11 through 15 in PC Open, very similar. We've actually added a second aid station. So you'll be running out lakeside, Pass your first aid station, second aid station just prior to the 180 where a timing mat will be located, and then to the finish. Transition will have the mount and dismount lines clearly marked with bike racks individually numbered. Again, no parents or coaches will be permitted in transition and only race essentials permitted. Here's how transition lays out for age group athletes. So swim in, you'll travel off the path into TA. You'll run your bike out following the blue line. The mount line will be located at this location. Again, this is where the mount line is located. You can mount directly there, or you can continue on, and if you'd like to mount further down on a straightaway, you certainly can. So you complete the bike course. Once you come in, there'll be a large dismount arch. You're going to dismount before you hit the dismount line. Bike in, and then you travel out through run out, make your 180 where the designated turnaround is, and then to the finish. Elite course familiarization. So the 375-meter youth elite course will be set, and athletes must stay in that area of the lake. Athletes and coaches report to the staging area at least 5 minutes before the start. Again, this will be administered by the officials as well as Steve Kelly. USAT official, which will be myself, will confirm all lifeguards is open and we are set for an on-time start. The first 15 minutes will be for on-course familiarization, no diving from the pontoon. USAT official will notify the athletes when they can begin dive practice. So that will either be the official or Steve Kelly. And then the final 10 minutes are reserved for practicing dive starts from the pontoon. Here's the elite swim familiarization groups, which I know Steve has already sent out. Elite bike course familiarization. So this is extremely, extremely important. So this is new this year. It's going to be a rolling closure. So there's a lot of coordination being done on our part and with Westchester PD right now. So I'm going to run through this. The next slide will list what teams are designated in each location. Steve will be around that area as well to make sure all processes and protocols are being followed as well. So it's only open to athletes, elite athletes, and there's no coaches, parents, or age group athletes participating. All athletes must have the necessary and required bike gear to participate. So familiarization will initiate from the bike out area, and there's approximately 150 athletes per time slot. So the two time slots are 9:30 a.m. and 10 o'clock a.m. on Friday. You must be there at least 5 minutes prior to the assigned bike familiar time. Athletes will be led on course by USAT staff and police, and athletes will only be permitted to complete one lap of the course. So once that one lap is complete, you're going to need to dismount your bike, and then there will be no more familiarizations for that group. The roads, as I mentioned, will be a soft closure, and there'll be a police-led escort. In the outer lanes, there'll be vehicular traffic, so we will be riding on the interior lanes, so it's important to stay close within the group. There'll be the following vehicles on course, so you're aware. So there'll be a police pilot car out in front. There'll be a police SAG car in the back of each group. There'll be a police vehicle that's roaming, and then USAT staff on the scooter. So as athletes approach an intersection, additional police officers will close the intersection until the group passes. It's imperative and required that all athletes must maintain riding in one lane only in which the pilot and SAG police cars are in. Again, in the outer lanes, there'll be vehicular traffic, albeit they'll be going slowly, but athletes are required to ride on those interior lanes. Athletes are not to pass the escort vehicles at any time, and the course will not be coned. One important thing to note, so we have 3 volunteers per shift that are coaches that Steve has been able to get their assistance with. So those 3 coaches will be the only ones riding the course with the police and with USAT staff. So they're assigned specific position, 1 in front, 1 roaming in the middle of the group, and then 1 in the back of the pack. They will be wearing volunteer shirts. So again, those are the only coaches that are permitted on the course. We have their names and waivers from our end. So please, let's just make sure we adhere to that policy with only having those coaches on the course. Here are the groups. I won't go through all these, but the 9:30 preview is listed here, and then the 10 o'clock a.m. preview is listed below the 9:30. Elite bike check-in. So this is fairly tiered. I'm not going to go through all these details as it's detailed in the schedule, but it'll be elite female, elite male, junior elite female, junior elite male, youth elite female, and then youth elite male. You must have your wristband and bike number. Please have your helmet on and strapped upon check-in in order to expedite the process. And then bike support will be provided by bike support at TA before and during the race. Only athletes will be allowed to transition. Parking, please refer to the previous maps that I touched upon. Note that there's no bag check tent, and athletes should leave bags at team tents or with family. Youth and junior elite swim course. So it's a 1 lap course for both distances. Youth Elite will do a 375 and juniors will do a 750. Current water temp is 82. Note that transition is in the upper parking lot, as I've touched upon. Clockwise loop with buoys on the right, with the exception of the orange sight buoys, in which you may swim to either side of those orange sight buoys. So to detail the course, it'll be a dock mass start. 13 through 15 will do around the orange triangular. 16 through 19-year-olds will also do around the orange triangular. Those will be shifted between each races. The bike course for youth and juniors. So youth elite will be at 2 laps. Lap out rule will be in effect, a 10K in total, and juniors will do a 4-lap 20K total. Roads are completely closed to traffic, and there'll be no in stations on the course. To run through these courses, so you're going to exit TA on the bike. You're going to travel down Liberty Way where you do a 180. You'll hit a tiny mat, back down a left on Cox Road, U-turn or 180 on Cox Road, or right into the venue around the pigtail. You're going to travel by transition, not through transition, so the road splitting the parking lots on each subsequent lap. So again, youth will do 2 laps, juniors will do 4 laps. Upon completion of those either 2 or 4 laps, you're going to dismount at this location and then into TA. The run course for elites, so youth elite will be a 1-lap 2.5K and juniors will be a 2-lap 5K. It's on the running path, though will be a timing mat located on the path as well, with Gatorade, water, and Sport and Science gels. The youth elite run course. So to detail how this lays out, you're going to exit TA. Once you get onto the path directly adjacent to the gazebo, you're going to make a right-hand turn. So you're going to travel counterclockwise. You're going to hit your first aid station around the path and then to the finish. If you are a youth elite, for junior elites, you're going to do 2 laps. So this will be delineated by cones. Again, it's your responsibility to know that you're doing 2 laps. You're going to stay left to get to your second lap. Upon completion of your second lap, for the junior elites, you're going to go right to the finish. TA mount and dismount lines will be clearly marked with bike racks individually numbered, with no parents or coaches allowed in TA, and then only race essentials. Elite transition lays out very similarly to age group transition. So swim in, you'll exit the swim. Up to TA, you're out on the bike on Liberty and Cox. Once you've completed the bike course, you'll hit the dismount line here. Note that there will not be an inflatable arch. There'll be signage, and there will be officials and the dismount line located at that location. You'll bike in, out on the run, you'll make a right-hand turn around the lake. Second lap, you're going to stay left. If you are either doing 1 lap or you've already completed your second lap, you will stay right to the finish. For MTR, there will be no sight buoys, so it'll be a mass start from the dock. So you go around the yellow triangular buoys for your 250-meter swim and then into TA. Bike course will be a 1-lap 5K course, so the exact same course that you've done the previous day. You will be forced into transition since it is a 1-lap course. Note that there will be no lap outs on the MTR. And there will be a 1.2K course. 2 important things to note on this. So for the elite athletes, you will not be running the same way around the lake. You're actually going to be running on the side that Liberty Way is on. So closest to Liberty Way, you'll hit your first aid station. You'll make your 180 where a timing mat will be located, and then it'll be a different finish line location. So the finish line will be shifted. It'll be a large black Roca inflatable arch, which will be directly in front of the gazebo for your finish. Very important that for the MTR tag zone that all athletes are staged at that location and remain in that location for the duration of the race. It's very important from a timing standpoint based on the calculation of times in the 4 athletes with the 2 males and 2 females. So again, extremely important that all athletes are in the MTR tag zone area. MTR TA, so this will lay out the same. So the start area will be located here where the green area is for athlete 1 only. For the MTR tag zone, it must be a physical tag from athlete 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. Once that tag happens, you need to run carefully down the hill onto the wooden dock, and then it's a dive start, completing the same swim course as athlete 1. So athletes 1 through 4 will all complete the same courses. It's just a matter of athletes 2 through 4 having a different start location and ensuring that physical tag happens. Aid stations, there'll be 1 aid station on the run course with the exception of the older age group that will have 2. Gatorade and water and ice will be on the aid stations. At the finish line, we'll have water, medical support, finisher medal, post-race food, as well as individual printed unofficial results at the finish line. Penalties will be posted as well, and then all results are final just before the awards ceremony. For those set awards, so elites will be 3 deep. That will be Saturday, August 4th at 1:30 p.m. And then on Sunday, relay awards will take place at 9:30, and then we will roll into the age group awards after the age group race. So that will be youth club, and then 7 through 15-year-olds. We will go 5 deep this year in both male and female categories, and then PC Open as well. For the award ceremony, so in these categories, it'll be the top athlete in each category. So fastest swim, ages 7 through 10 and 11 through 15. Fastest bike, 7 through 10 and 11 through 15. And then fastest run, 7 through 10 and 11 through 15. So lastly, I want to thank Butler County Visitors Bureau, the incident management team, which will be on site. Please make sure that if you're told by police or the incident management team that you heed their suggestions and advice. They're looking out for the safety of everyone. We have a very comprehensive briefing at the start of each morning with our staff going over key issues, concerns. So again, please make sure you heed to what they are telling you. Metro Parks of Butler County, Westchester Township, and then Bike Fix providing bike support. Lastly, I want to thank all of our partners. So between the partners listed above, our travel partners and suppliers. If you have any questions, please make sure you send those additional questions to nationalevents@usatriathlon.org. We will have a commemorative program being sold during packet pickup on both days. So make sure you get a copy of that if you would like. And that concludes the webinar. So again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to nationalevents@usatriathlon.org. And we will see you in a few short days in Ohio. Safe travels and best of luck to everyone.